So I heard about I can't remember who told me about Wid on Twitter. Yeah, he came up with another banger today. To be fair, like he replied to my announcement tweet of these matches that we're doing today, the two NA vs EU 1v1s. He had a banger poster for this. I could show you guys actually. There we go. So now you guys could be extra excited, I hope. It's legendary, absolutely legendary. Right, best of 5 AppJack versus AyyJayy. I'll just tell them before we start, because I always forget to tell the players that there's money. Well, yeah, AyyJayy told me before. They're both being so nice. They're both saying like they can go east, they can go west. So yeah, AyyJayy told me when I asked him if he would play this match, or if he wanted to play this match, that he would be cool with the whole thing being on west. I didn't ask him. Yeah, he actually just told me straight out the gate, because apparently he queues east and west all the time and he's pretty used to it. But let it be noted, we are on US West here. That is where Jack currently resides. He's boot camping with Dignitas in Los Angeles in the run up to the incoming Winter Major. AyyJayy not yet boot camping. He's still in the East Coast. And I think the reason for that, if I'm not mistaken, is because First Killer has school. I don't know if Sypical or AyyJayy have school. I don't think that they do. But I know First Killer has school, so they have not boot camped in the run up to this event, because First Killer's still got school right up until I think the start of next week. I might be wrong, but I think that's why. So, oh, nice save here by AppJack. We're 1-1 right now. That was a really, really good save by AppJack, actually. Now threatening the demo. That's going to win him a possession into the back corner, so it's kind of a win-win there. Either gets a demo and a goal, or possession, unless AyyJayy reacted very quickly. AyyJayy, for the moment, playing quite a passive defensive style. That's something I expect to see from him at least a lot in this first game between the two. Maybe he'll adapt if it's not working, but he does like to shadow. We saw it in the first goal that he conceded here. He went all the way back to the corner. He trusts his own shadowing ability to get the job done from reactive positions. Now Jack got a little bit lucky there. That looked like AyyJayy was almost going to break away, but Jack, after narrowly missing the demo, has managed to snag that boost in the corner and scores on the counter-attack. Lamau Joria's left his Twitch chat open. Oh no, who's that on Joria's Twitch account? So yeah, you guys can put your guesses in chat right now of who you think is currently on Joria's Twitch account. Maybe he'll write more and it'll give it away. Jack, again, deciding to go for a boost, trusting that AyyJayy wouldn't be able to quickly get that on target. There's no way it's Scrub. Scrub would have said something terrible by now. There's no way it's Scrub. Scrub would have said something completely deplorable instantly. He wouldn't have even said Joria's left it open. He would not have, like, Scrub wouldn't have opened with the phrase, "Oh look, Joria's left his Twitch chat open." He would have just said something terrible right out the gate and pretended that it's Joria's the whole time. So I don't think it's Scrub. Oh, that's a really bad bounce for AyyJayy. He got a big kickoff win there, but the ball bounced up off the curve, so he wasn't able to get the kickoff goal that I'm sure he would have had if that just bounced back flat. Now, aggressive challenge there from AyyJayy. That's key, and I think one of the main things that he needs to be doing to keep Jack guessing. If Jack is going to struggle in offense, AyyJayy needs to be unpredictable. Now, that wasn't unpredictable for AyyJayy, but he did read that Jack's shot was hitting the crossbar and going out, so really good awareness there. No panic, just let the ball hit the bar, stayed away from danger. Now here comes Jack again. Flip reset instead of the air dribble bump, and AyyJayy is going to sit back on that one also. So most of the time, you're noticing what I said before, AyyJayy is going to sit back and let Jack come towards him. That might actually bring Jack into more of an aerial game, the likes of which we've just seen, because if your opponent is going to back off and give you the full pitch to dribble with, why not go for more mechanical plays? You've got the time to set them up, and that's exactly what Jack's doing. He goes for another air dribble bump, realizing that the last time it didn't work because he failed, not because AyyJayy defended it well necessarily. It was because he accidentally hit the bar. So if Jack can execute on this aerial offense, AyyJayy will need to change his defensive style. That is just a simple fact of the matter. But AyyJay's offense is also beastly, so if he can just get going, get some possessions, he will be fine, as evidenced by this wonderful goal to the bottom left. Thank you very much, AyyJayy. I don't expect Jack to just run away to net a lot, though. This is, I think, the main difference between these two. They're both extremely fast. They're both very efficient players. They're both excellent in the air. They're both very evenly matched in a lot of aspects of the game. But when it comes to aggression, I see Jack being the main aggressor in this matchup. I see him being the one who is going to take challenges and force AyyJayy to outplay him in the midfield rather than on the goal line. Jack making a run to the back corner. Doesn't actually try too hard to dodge the demo there. And he narrowly misses being demoed. Now he's going for the big dunk on the air on the goal line. That's actually a great save though by AyyJayy. But he doesn't stay safe in the aftermath. Gets demoed for his trouble, and Jack has got another offensive play. Goes for a slow air dribble. I think he's hit the bar again though. He has. The Jack needed to be careful with these air dribble bumps. He's actually looking pretty scary with them, but he just keeps hitting the bar. So let's see if he can improve on those. As AyyJayy deflects another Jack aerial play, that being a double tap into the defensive corner. Fake challenge from Jack. Real challenge follows it up. Goal side, and the angle is just superior. AyyJayy down by 3. Still a long way to go in game number 1. But he'll be very, very disappointed with that shot. He did have quite a long time to set that one up, but he ended up quite direct to Jack. And when you're, of course, directly dribbling at your opponent, you need to hit a very precise flick, or else it's going to be an easy save. That flick was just not precise enough. And that's a little bit better by AyyJayy. He's got the ball past Jack, but Jack able to recover, get back to it. He's not got any boost to play with right now, but he stays on the ball. That's going to buy him enough time to even out the boost disadvantage. Possession is still AyyJay's. He's going to try and go for a long-range air dribble himself. Top corner is looking at him in the face right now. Jack not able to get anywhere near him. Well spotted by AyyJayy. Noticing that Jack was slightly off the goal line. Yeah, Jack just not getting enough elevation there before cancelling his vertical momentum with the flip. He actually flipped there to accelerate because he realized he wasn't moving quickly enough to intersect AyyJay's line of trajectory. But the problem is, if you flip while you're trying to fly upwards, you're going to kill all the vertical momentum that you did have. And yeah, it's not a very efficient way of using your boost. Jack, sort of an open net here. Oh, he made that difficult on himself. It was extremely open to the bottom corner, but he nearly botches it. Not sure if Jack realized just how open that was, because he tried to dribble it into the middle of the net. Well, tried to lift it into the top of the net to challenge, or rather to go over the top of any potential challenges AyyJayy could have been going for. But it was just wide open. Now Jack could just let the clock run down here. That would be a guaranteed win if he just lets the clock win this game for him. But he's not going to do that. He's actually going to go for more goals. This is risky. AyyJay's recoveries are fast. That will give AyyJayy a small chance of coming back here. Needs to score 3 consecutive goals, and there's 1. So will Jack regret that attack that was not necessary? He could have dribbled the ball around in his defense. Obviously, Jack, the showman that he is, didn't want to do that for you guys watching. At least not at this stage in the game on a 3-goal lead. He wanted to style on AyyJayy to make it a 4-goal lead. I think he should just about be fine here, but that's not the most comfortable kickoff to have to defend against. But Jack's done enough. Keeps it away from danger. And although AyyJayy might score, no he won't. And even if he did, it was going to be game over for Jack. Or for AyyJayy rather, Jack getting that win. Yeah, I'm not sure what the play is here. I don't know if Jack gets 50 ping in the central servers. AyyJayy says that he gets 60 ping to every West Coast server now. So maybe they changed it, because I was under the impression that if you queue east or west, you sometimes just get a central server which is in between the two. And yeah, AyyJayy telling me that that's not a thing anymore. Well, suggesting that that's not a thing anymore. So you know, that looks like Scrub's got Joria's account now. See, now immediately you can tell. Like you can see the moment it got weird, that's probably Scrub. Scrub's now he's booted Caleb off the PC and he's taking over the keyboard. Oh, Yummy, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good stream. What were you getting up to? Were you doing more? Was there more scrims to watch? Wow, look at the placement on the save. Jack, so composed. And AyyJay's just simply spawned on the wrong side here. That's a little bit unfortunate for AyyJayy. I think he had a chance of saving this if he spawned on the other side. I want to take another look. Sorry, AyyJayy, for making you see this again. It would have been close, actually. You know, if he spawned on the other side and he pre-turned to the left, he might have had a chance of blocking that. But yeah, still, I think Jack would have ended up in a pretty strong position with the boost steal being all but free. Jack's tripped himself up on the post here. AyyJayy going to get his first goal of game 2. This time the bounce into the middle favouring him greatly. A nice little corner boost steal there by AyyJayy, knowing that he can completely ruin Jack either immediately or in the follow-up play by taking that boost away, because Jack had to deal with the imminent threat of the ball going towards his goal. Again, Jack not able to make that mid-boost run. AyyJayy takes away the corner. Double reset for AyyJayy, not able to go past Jack. As always for AyyJayy, the recoveries are exceptional. I think this is probably a good time to mention, by the way, I was in touch with First Killer to see if we could get a match for him against one of the EU boys, but it might not be possible because he's very busy with school. He's got a lot of schoolwork that he needs to finish before he goes away to the major. And they've obviously got their 3v3 scrims on top of that, as well as, you know, just day-to-day life stuff. So First Killer did try, or we did try and set one up, but I'm not sure if it will be possible. He's very busy. We'll see what we can do. First Killer was definitely keen. He really wanted to play one of the EU guys, or one of the Middle East guys when they come over. But yeah, I want to clarify. He didn't dodge. He didn't dodge. A lot of people saying he's scared. He really isn't. Like, First Killer's not scared. He's in phenomenal form right now in 1v1. I don't see why he would be scared. He looks terrifying at the moment. He looks like the best player in NA again, if I'm being honest with you guys. But, well, in 1v1 at least. Oh! Well, that was a bit savage by Jack. Oh, that was a bit savage. He's absolutely got a good read on AyyJayy at the moment. But the main issue for AyyJayy is that Jack is just playing so composed. It's like Jack is reading the limits of every play to perfection. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's in the zone, guys. He's in the zone. He really has not done anything wrong in the past minute. This is tough to play against. I mean, even with a pre-jump, AyyJayy not able to get high enough to save the perfect shot. Luckily for AyyJayy, there's a long time left in the game. He's just got to stabilize here. Jack is on a roll, and AyyJay's just got to try and get Jack to miss an open net or something to get him out of his zone. And what a save by Jack again. These are not easy shots to save. AyyJay's following up all of these plays with solid hitboxes. Okay, there you go. Open net miss. Now that's what we're talking about. Maybe now Jack's a little bit tilted. Now AyyJayy can make a play. He kind of forced the open net miss there, just by having a presence in the area. Jack once again, though, playing the ball into space. He's controlling where the game is being played at the moment. And he's also controlling AyyJay's movement. AyyJayy able to get one step ahead on that one. And he will get one more goal on the board. And that is the first positional victory that AyyJay's had in a long, long time. That's a massive win. The fact that he was able to predict Jack's movement, the fact that he's able to get into position before Jack is, big, big difference from what's been happening in the past 90 or so seconds. And again, AyyJayy calling Jack's bluff on that 50-50. Jack actually going for the block. He did not flip into the ball. And AyyJayy, with a superior position, also doesn't flip into the ball. Now, there was really no reason for AyyJayy to flip into the ball there, which is why he did not do it. He decided to just flip past it, because the only way that Jack could get a good touch on it is if AyyJayy also flipped into it. Then the ball would 50-50 into the corner. That's what Jack wanted, being the player closer to the corner. AyyJayy didn't give him that option. Still in a bit of trouble here. Jack, you know, not slowing down for one moment, and 2 kickoff goals in a row leave AyyJayy motionless. Jack just slowing down the approach there. Notice that he hit the brakes before arriving at the ball. He's winning kickoffs and still mixing it up. It's one of the signs of a great 1v1 player. It's someone who wins a kickoff and then does a different kickoff on the next on the kickoff immediately afterwards. Not relying on the same winning strategy over and over again, instead keeping their opponent guessing. Nice pop by AyyJayy. Jack actually looking for the double mind game on the takeoff. He faked a fake challenge. So look at Jack here. He jumps up into the air, then he flies back down again, and then tried to turn around and fly back up again. That might be a little bit too much, if I'm being honest with you guys. The fake challenge can work, but maybe not mid-air, because you do have, like we saw in game 1, a big struggle lifting your car back up if you have downwards momentum. Speaking of downwards momentum, AyyJayy within 2 now. Sees Jack coming flying in, adapts mid-air, no need to use any flip resets on that play. Jack is going to take the ball into the corner and seal the boost away. Not before attempting to catch AyyJayy moving off the goal line. Just always looking for these little victories, Jack. Oh, what play. He kind of messed up his first touch here. Jack getting a great beat over the top of AyyJayy, but that touch there is not what he wanted. He wanted to just drill it straight into the net, but he somehow manages to recover, get around the ball, and slot it in the bottom corner anyway, despite the fact that he made it hard for himself. It just gets harder and harder for AyyJayy. This has been a stunning game from Jack in the attack, but look at AyyJayy. He consistently mind games Jack. He's got under him 3 times now. Jack has to notice a pattern here. He's pre-jumped on 3 different aerial plays. I think actually, I'll correct myself. I think he went under him twice in a row, over him on the one before that. So Jack definitely going a little bit high on these challenges. And there's a big mix-up from AyyJayy. Huge play to fake the kickoff, get a free possession. Lovely recovery on the wall with the dodge. This time Jack just going straight for the ball, not noticing that he's made a mistake by pre-jumping the past 2 air dribbles. This time just goes directly for the ball. Oh my goodness. The speed that Jack's able to get these shots off. Catching AyyJayy off guard. And unfortunately for AyyJayy, he wasn't able to do the same thing. And now he's demoed for his trouble. Just lost a tiny bit of speed there. That was all Jack needed to catch up with AyyJayy. So yeah, there is actually a range of supersonic speeds, and I think Jack had the inside line as well, so he just looked like he's moving a tiny bit faster. Can AyyJayy get back into this? The issues that he struggled with this game, number 1, Jack just started off on an absolute blinder, reading every single move AyyJayy made. And then in the mid-game, I think AyyJayy just didn't figure out enough variety of this kickoff soon enough. I love that he went for the fake kickoff late in this game. I think he's got to do a little bit more of that, because Jack's going for lots of mixed timings on his kickoffs, and AyyJayy really only going for 2 main variations, standard and the wave dash recovery. And yes, it's good to mix up how you impact the ball, but it's also good to mix up when you arrive, you know, if you even go for the ball in the first place. You saw it there from Jack again. He's going for a slightly delayed kickoff on that play, and it's wasting time off the clock. Now the bumps from Jack, even though he doesn't have boost to play with. I think AyyJayy dodged the last one though, and we have a 1-goal game. That was almost big brain from Jack, getting 1 bump, and he just, I think, jumped over AyyJayy on the second one. He was really close to it. If he got another bump there, I think he would have actually been in a winning position. As things stand, it's still Jack's game to lose. Kickoff goes his way. AyyJayy fighting bravely back into game number 2, but he's defending this one quite passively. That's going to concede his back corner boost to Jack as well, and the mid boost as well. Can AyyJayy make anything happen here? He's already ran out of boost, and there's just no chances. Jack able to secure the win in the second game as well. So tough position for AyyJayy. Really, really tough. You know, I think the main issue for AyyJayy in this series, when we're outside of kickoffs, is he just keeps getting narrowly outplayed when he does challenge early. Now, I highlighted at the start of game 1 that one of the things that AyyJayy would need to do if he wants to have a chance to win this series, at least in my opinion, is challenge early often. Now the issue is that when he tried to do that in game number 2, Jack just outplayed every single one of his challenges by the smallest margin. He just kept on sneaking the ball past, or barely getting the outplays that he needed to beat AyyJayy to the ball. So that's tough. You know, when you know that you've got to play aggressively, and you do play aggressively, and you still get outplayed, very, very difficult to keep on, you know, doing what's right, and that is staying aggressive. So, yeah, you know, hats off to AyyJayy for keeping that last game close. He needs to continue with the aggressive challenges, though. I think Jack was just on another level at the start of game number 2. It wasn't because AyyJayy was necessarily putting in bad challenges. It was just because Jack was outplaying them. Fair enough. If your opponent is just going to outplay your challenge, well, at least you made them outplay the challenge instead of just sitting in net and doing nothing. AyyJayy doesn't have a lot of boost here. Uses the inside of the post to gain the elevation for the challenge. And he hit the brakes there to stop Jack from bumping him. Did allow Jack to get 100 boost, but I think that's going to be fine in AyyJay's mind because he didn't want to get demoed. He's suffered quite a few demo goals already this game. Great absorb there from AyyJayy. He's going to double up his lead. Controlling Jack's challenge perfectly. Look how he leans away from the ball right as the challenge is coming in. That keeps the ball in a scoreable position. And with Jack being quite low on boost, made it an unplayable recovery. Oh my, well. You can understand why neither player read that bounce, but the post nearly helping Jack out on that occasion. Flip reset for AyyJayy. It almost goes directly to the top corner, but the post has denied him twice. I think he's still got this. 3-0 AyyJayy. By far his best start so far. Got a nice little touch onto the ball there after Jack's challenge failed to create a 50-50 on the ball. Jack's likely to stay on the play here. Even though AyyJayy is much closer to the ball, Jack would rather be in this area, putting in challenges. A lot of players, even at the top level, will immediately back off to their corner to get boost when the kickoff goes against them there. But Jack, not a believer in that strategy, likes to stay on the ball, and I think it's the better strategy to use, personally. I think it really puts a lot of pressure on AyyJayy. I don't know how Jack's going to recover from here, though. Oh, well, now he will, because AyyJay's first touch is not what he needed. AyyJay's still in such a strong position here, though. 100 boost to 0, maybe 12 if Jack's lucky. No, literally 0. Didn't even have time to pick up a small pad. Now he does. AyyJay's still fully controlling the possession. He hasn't given Jack a window to grab boost. Jack, deciding that that was the best chance he was going to get, decided to challenge in the back corner, actually. That was risky, but there was an upside to that. If AyyJayy doesn't read the fact that Jack's challenging, which AyyJayy did, by the way, he predicted that excellently. If AyyJayy doesn't read that, Jack can actually pop the ball into the corner wall, recover quickly, and maybe get a shot on target. So he's not only trying to limit the pressure that he's under, he's actually going for a goal there. 4-0 with more than half the game gone. What a controlled performance from AyyJayy thus far. Jack going to continue to up the aggression. I'll tell you what, that's one way to do it. You just score with your challenge. You don't need to worry about getting bumped out of position. I feel like so many times in this series already, we've seen Jack just go for what looks like a 50-50, but then he actually just pops the ball past AyyJayy. He's finding these angles, he's finding these windows to just pop the ball straight over the top of AyyJayy or around AyyJayy as AyyJay's coming in with a shot or an air dribble. Fake challenge on the back wall there by Jack. Now the successful challenge afterwards. Both players threatening bumps here. Jack, the one who has to turn around and run away from it, being side onto the play. Great play in the back corner there from AyyJayy. Notice that he recovered quickly on the sidewall with a dodge, setting himself up for an immediate attack. An attack which Jack was ready for, but AyyJayy, the elusive, escapes the demo and lands one of his own. Jack really thought he had him there. He thought he had the bump at some point, or a demo probably. It turns out it's AyyJayy that's going to be demoing him after sliding to the left to dodge Jack's line of approach. He came steaming back in. This might be the chaos that Jack needed. He's got another kickoff to work with. Double reset, already landed. He's in a decent position, but AyyJayy quickly challenges, and he's going to be up 6-1. Could have slow rolled Jack also. Jack was actually stopped for a moment there. But Jack is going to continue to do this. We could see a 10-goal game here for AyyJayy, because Jack is going to go for the comeback. Oh, wait a minute. I think AyyJayy... What? I don't know if he lagged or if he just beamed it, but it looks like he might have beamed it. Because I didn't see any lag on the... Or either that or the controller messed up, because I didn't see any lag on the ping. Right, AyyJay's got to just stay calm here. Oh, that's not calm. That was dangerous. You don't want to give the back of your car to AppJack when he's almost supersonic. Jack having a fake challenge here, even at the end of the game. He does well. I think he scores this. He didn't even miss the open net. Jack's back within 3 goals with almost a minute to go. There's a long way left here. I'm really curious to see what Jack is going to do for the kickoff, because he has delayed some of his kickoffs. Doesn't go for a delay on this one. Oh, he's actually managed to get underneath the ball. What a save by AyyJayy. Jack's going to rebound it. Oh, net. AyyJayy saves again. What a flick by Jack to force an unreal save out of AyyJayy. And good leave by Jack after the demo, realizing the ball is not on target. He's still coming forward. What challenge by AyyJayy. It must have been tempting to dive high into that 50-50. It must have been tempting to pre-jump. AyyJayy reads what Jack's up to. He anticipates the low 50-50. And now he all but secures his first game of the series. All he has to do is win one of the... Well, he's won this one, but all he had to do is win one of the next 4 kickoffs and then dribble the ball around. So I was very confident from 7-3 AyyJayy would be able to win this. Nice little mind game goal to add to AyyJay's scoreline though. Yeah, that's not on target, but it was in the right line, at least, with the pinch. Jack's still looking for that clip. What's it going to be? Flip reset, double. Actually, upwards more than forwards. Good to see AyyJayy getting 1 on the board. This is a series. This really is a series. Not, not a fluke here by AyyJayy. This wasn't a win where Jack has just gone in carelessly throwing away possession and throwing away goals. This was just a really big step up from AyyJayy. He took his time, he controlled the play. He was the one who was forcing Jack to challenge with low boost in this one. I think, what were we at? 4-0 at halftime? And Jack hardly had a chance to attack with 100 boost the entire game. Perfect control out of AyyJayy. Can he replicate that? It all starts with kickoffs like this one. And Jack's dealt with it very well. Very nicely done. Wasting time by knocking the ball into the corner. Covering the net after grabbing the 100 boost. And now he's actually opened the scoring with a flick from midfield. Jack accelerates the ball a little bit faster than AyyJayy was expecting here. Not by much, but just enough that he's able to get the goal. Another kickoff on the outside for AyyJayy. Jack has to just go back corner and put an unconvincing fake off. Yeah, he knew. I think Jack knew that he was at the mercy of AyyJay's flick if he just goes with that fake challenge. I mean, that's not very convincing. So, inevitable there if AyyJayy executes well on his attack. Now, that's not going to be a goal for Jack. In fact, it's going to be another great chance for AyyJayy. And I think he's taking it. 3-0. No, sorry, 2-1. I forget that Jack actually scored the opening goal this game. Great snipe, though, from AyyJayy from way in his back corner. Not wasting any time as well. A lot of players would have tried to air dribble this just to secure the goal. AyyJayy confidently shoots from distance. Another double jump challenge from Jack. He's completely committed when he goes for these, but he's got a good read on AyyJay's takeoffs. And does feel confident to do it every now and then. I haven't seen a lot of air dribble bumps from AyyJayy. Let's see if he'll go for one. Doesn't even get the chance here. And actually, the fact that he's bumped Jack has actually covered, or caused Jack to recover more quickly. Bit cheeky there from AyyJayy. Trying to leave the ball and get Jack to land out of position. Oh, that was almost beautiful from AyyJayy. Chain wall dash into the wave dash to look for the open net. He should be able to save this, I think. The recoveries from AyyJayy really starting to impress. Jack challenging early again. AyyJayy shot early to try and counter him. Jack still managed to get goal side of it. These are some exceptional early challenges on aerial plays from Jack. I think that wall dash actually caused Jack to panic. Check this out from AyyJayy. Wow, he actually baited Jack. He just wall dashed, and it made Jack think that he was flipping into the ball. Jack went to jump in the way of where he thought the hit was going to go towards. It was actually just a mind game. That's so sick. I don't think I've seen a wall dash used exactly like that before in such close quarters. I mean, obviously wall dashes, they always have that effect. You've got the noise bonus. It's the same concept as fake jumping. Just makes your opponent think that you're going and they can panic, but that was absolutely disgusting by AyyJayy. Oh wow. Well, Jack actually getting a bit lucky here. The shot's not on target, but not for the first time this game. AyyJayy gets the ball past Jack, but then Jack gets bumped back towards the ball. Now, of course, when you're going for double jump out plays, the likes of which AyyJayy is, you are more likely to make contact with your opponent should they challenge directly towards the ball. But still, Jack going to be thanking his lucky stars that he's going straight back towards the ball in that play. AyyJayy controlling the boost again. Jack just hanging on to these positions. He's having to put in some very good challenges. He's mixing it up. You know, these are some much more convincing fake challenges, the ones that Jack's going for right now. And I think AyyJayy wisely bails out of that 50-50 after realizing Jack had a perfectly goal-side approach on it. Still only 1 goal to his name, and he's ran away from a back wall demo there. Didn't just leave the ball for no reason. Jack now looking to bump AyyJayy away from the ball. AyyJayy deserts it. Anyway, now Jack's got an angle to dribble with. Not a great flick, in fact. By Jack's standards, one of the worst flicks you're going to see all day. He didn't want to... I don't think he wanted to take a shot on that one because AyyJayy was quite close, so Jack was worried that he was going to get tackled if he took a bigger run up. That's why he went for the flick there. But the boost starving does enough. Jack baited AyyJayy into the corner, made AyyJayy think he could contest the corner boost. But it was all Jack's, and still a 1-goal game here in favor of AyyJayy. It's been that way for the most of the game. What a flick though by Jack, and that is against the boost totals. AyyJayy, the player who grabbed 100, he kind of just parked up in no man's land here. The problem with that for AyyJayy is that Jack can simply see him. That wasn't a sneaky challenge. Jack had vision of AyyJayy the entire time. So, you know, you sometimes go for those fake challenges, hide behind the ball and then reverse into the ball. But when Jack can see past it, it doesn't really work. AyyJay's going to take the lead again. Look at that. Fakes the boost grab by pretending to go towards the sidewall and instead just flicks towards the top left corner. That's brilliant from AyyJayy. He's been profiting off mind games really well in this 4th game. It's a great touch by Jack. AyyJayy has... Oh, well, I thought you had the corner boost on lock, but he actually conceded it, and he's in a bit of trouble here. Had to leave the ball, otherwise he was getting demoed. And now Jack with the reset, pops it last second. AyyJayy is able to save and land on the back wall, and almost gets an immediate shot off that Jack couldn't catch up with. Great decision here by AyyJayy. This is what you should be doing on a 1-goal lead. Not going all in, not taking any risks, forcing Jack to be the player to take the risks. Jack's got the corner boost though again. This is risky for AyyJayy, and his wall dash has failed. Jack with the open net, and I think he got it. Okay, he just gets it. He really thought long and hard about that one though. Because AyyJayy, he actually wasn't even a attempted wall dash or wave dash. He just jumped off the wall, tried to jump back onto it, and had absolutely no boost to play with. 19 seconds to go. Jack just 1 goal away from taking the series. AyyJayy diving straight for the ball. You've got to be kidding me. How many times is Jack going to get bumped into the ball? That's like the 3rd time this game that AyyJayy has accidentally bumped Jack into a possession. I think AyyJay's going to get the last possession for overtime. Jack having none of it. Into overtime we go. Can AyyJayy send us to a game 5? Can he send us to the ace match? Well, with a kickoff like that, he's got a great chance to do so. He doesn't go for boost though. Decided to go for the immediate pressure play. And with both players having no boost to play with, Jack just went for it. AyyJay's got a dodge to play with here, and it's a good one. 5-4, AyyJayy takes it. And we will go to game 5. AyyJayy actually flicking the ball after the reset here. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting in overtime. That was definitely a game that I think AyyJayy deserved to win. Not only because he got it, but there were so many moments in this game where AyyJayy would get the ball past Jack, and then Jack would actually get bumped back into the ball. Now, the reason I'm calling that unlucky for AyyJayy is because there's 3 things that can happen in that exchange. Either you get the ball and your car past your opponent, or you get the ball but not your car past your opponent and you bump the opponent, or you get the ball past your opponent and then you demo them because they collide with you. Now, we didn't see any demos on, right after challenges in game number 4 there. It was always that second option where AyyJayy would get the ball past Jack and then he would accidentally bump him back into the ball. So that's a bit unfortunate, honestly. And luckily for AyyJayy, he was able to get that huge overtime possession, so he doesn't have to go and think what he could have done better. Because yeah, it would have been a bit scuffed to have to go back, and if he goes back and looks at that game 4 after losing, to think like, really, was I really supposed to lose this? Uh-oh. Okay, Jack's, I think, going to get this. For a second there, it didn't look too good, though. Oh, great challenge. See, that really surprises Jack when AyyJayy does this, because he doesn't often just charge in from distance and go straight for the ball. Usually he'll go for fake challenges, so this is really intelligent by AyyJayy. Early in the game, early in game number 5, to throw in an aggressive challenge. Now he's got Jack thinking about that. Jack's got a wide open net here, and he drills it. Confident challenge on the AyyJayy air dribble, and a great bounce off the sidewall as well for Jack to work with. I really do think Jack's got a better success rate when he can challenge AyyJay's air dribbles and aerial plays early, but in the same way that AyyJayy doesn't want to always react to Jack's dribbling plays, he wants to go proactively sometimes. It's the exact same thing with Jack's defensive strategy. He doesn't want to always dive in. He doesn't want to always lunge. And that's why here he's gone for a ceiling fake instead of diving in. Unfortunately for Jack, AyyJay's seen it coming. So look at this from AyyJay's POV. Jack drives all the way up onto the ceiling to try and fake a challenge. And AyyJayy just keeps control of the ball, doesn't dodge too early to give away possession, and he chips it over Jack after bouncing it off the ground. Exquisite from AyyJayy once again. You know, even though that challenge wasn't successful for Jack, it's still a good idea to do every once in a while. It's good to just go for something different. He's, you know, going for a fake ceiling challenge there, and he might do it again here. Yeah, so a fake wall challenge. He's not confident that he can get to the ball in that position, so he has to fake. It's just a bit too risky of an angle coming off the wall to challenge an air dribble, because look how much of the goal AyyJayy can see if Jack immediately goes for the ball. It's just far too wide open. Both these guys have established such a good read on each other as the series has gone on. We're actually getting to the peak when it comes to mind games now. Almost everything is a mind game between these two at this stage. Even that early shot from Jack trying to catch AyyJayy off the line. And now the early challenge from Jack. After going for 2 fakes in a row, he does lunge in and make good contact with the ball. Jack not going to fall for that back corner play. That's something that Khaled is very well known for, the little back wall into corner wall dodge. Very quick recovery, very deceptive play. Oh, it's well done by Jack. AyyJayy thought he was going to shoot top corner, but as we'll see on his POV, it's just gone into the post a bit awkwardly for him to read. Given the position AyyJayy was in, I think he did the right thing. He actually tried to play the ball into the corner, which was about the only chance he had to be in a survivable position there. Obviously failed to make contact. Very convincing fake challenge by Jack, and he dives in when AyyJayy is landing, so there's no way that AyyJayy could get back to the ball there. Jack's actually just left his net open briefly, trusting that AyyJayy would not get the shots off quickly enough. We're already into the final 2 minutes of the game here. Jack can intersect the short side of that challenge. Instead of going along the ground and up the wall, just takes a hypotenuse. At least I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. It's been a while since I was in school. Yeah, look at the mind games from Jack and the challenges again. This is really, really difficult to read. AyyJayy can't really see what Jack's doing here, but all he does is see Jack really close to the ball when the camera pans around. That was enough to make him panic. Kind of similar to the fake dodge when AyyJayy wall dashed earlier. Jack's just put himself close to the ball and not done anything. His presence is what caused AyyJayy to misplay. And now Jack's actually just misplayed for absolutely no reason. No way has he been bumped into this. If Jack got bumped into this by AyyJayy again, I don't know what I was going to tell you guys, because it's happened quite a few times. Like this. if Jack got a save because of that bump, it would have been the luckiest thing ever, but Jack not going to get that one. AyyJayy getting his second goal of the game. You know, if it happens so often, then is it really luck? Oh, look at this from it. Jack. He tries to go for the head-on collision. AyyJayy get away from him. And now we've got a 1-goal game. I think Jack was the one who broke that, actually, because he realized he could just half flip onto the boost, but unfortunately, he didn't have enough speed. Huge from AyyJayy. Oh, he messed it up, though. He didn't get the touch to the corner fast enough, and now Jack has got him in a world of trouble. That bump from AyyJayy could be huge. He's pre-flipped out of position though, and Jack is just going to take his time, deciding not to pre-jump this double. He's just going to flick carefully instead. And Jack showing that you don't always have to go up for every rebound. AyyJayy was on the wall, anticipating Jack to be airborne, and that left him out of position and unable to challenge. Still though, only 38 seconds, or I should say, 38 seconds is a decent time. Don't want to downplay this. AyyJayy could absolutely come back, and he's on the ball. Has the ball past Jack. Tight angle air roll shot is good. AyyJayy executes perfectly on a 0 boost play. I think technically he used 4 boosts because he picked up a 12 pad right as Jack was challenging, and he didn't even use all of it. He just used 4. Jack trying to usher this ball into a safe location. You know what? That was actually on target. AyyJayy having to do some defensive work before starting his next attack. And it looks to be a good one. AyyJayy ties it with an air dribble bump. We've not seen a lot of those from AyyJayy. What a time to pull it out the bag. Absolutely huge play to come back from behind. And now with 12 seconds left, it is all to play for. Jack with the first big opportunity. He's going to try and flick this one. AyyJayy gets a huge challenge. It's suddenly all the way into Jack's half. And AyyJay's got some momentum here. Jack having to waste all of his in the turn. And that challenge looked awkward. My goodness, did Jack... Did he get lucky to see that AyyJayy did not control that 50-50? He was just glad to see the ball rolling into the ground. Now it looks like Jack's going to steal AyyJay's corner boost away. Went for the back corner demo. AyyJayy with wall dashes. Going to build up to speed. Doesn't have any boost to play with. He's just trying to buy time. Jack not giving him any time at all. He's keeping the ball away from those corners. And as soon as it goes to a corner, he's there to demo him. Jack surely going to take this in an epic 5-game series. AyyJayy fought back bravely, down 2 games, down by a few goals in the last game as well. Still gets it into game 5 OT, but Jack just had control of that overtime. Didn't let AyyJayy come into the back corner to steal a boost. Didn't let AyyJayy go to the mid boost to take the boost. He forced AyyJayy all the way into his own back corner to grab boost, because that is the most dangerous place to be grabbing boost when your opponent's attacking. Often wide open for demos. And yeah, that's what happened here to AyyJayy, unfortunately. Cringe. Are you guys all really saying cringe because it's a demo goal? Let's watch it again, since you guys like that, since you enjoyed the goal so much. Let's go watch it again. Since you guys like demos. This is a very very tilting end to the game for your average Rocket League fan. We've got the air dribble bump from AyyJayy, perfectly done. But yeah, look at what Jack does here. This is just an impossible position for AyyJayy. So AyyJayy looking to get some space. What he's hoping Jack does here is takes the ball to the back corner. He wants Jack to take his ball, which, you know, this is Jack's ball now. AyyJayy wants Jack to go over here and take that boost. And, you know, a lot of players would do that. They would take the back corner boost because they're afraid of the demo. But Jack just calls AyyJay's bluff. He decides, I don't think AyyJayy is going to flip into this ball. I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to be the one to force a 50-50, because that means that AyyJayy can't go for mid boost. AyyJayy has to cover the goal, so he can't go for that mid boost. And that means he has to go for the back corner boost. And Jack is just coming, steaming in the entire time. Really, really difficult position to play. But well done by Jack to make that difficult for AyyJayy at the end. Great games. I expected this to be close. It was really hard to predict, honestly, because the activity is probably more towards Jack. I think he's been playing a little bit more ones. That being said, I know AyyJayy did play quite a lot of ones at the end of last season. Honestly, guys, I don't know. This was a very, very difficult series to predict.